Hello, Laverne here, and I'd like to thank you for joining me. In this video, I'm going to be addressing the anti-mask movement, and in particular, an argument that many are giving. It is an intellectually dishonest argument that I feel needs to be addressed, and I'm going to be using my personal experience to do it. There are far too many people who are arguing that they don't want to wear a mask for health reasons. There are many claiming that it restricts the oxygen flow that they need. And they also argue that the carbon monoxide that they should be breathing out and dispersing into the air, well, they are simply breathing it right back in again. Well, this is a lie, and it's easily disproven. Many scientists and doctors have done this. A cloth mask, such as I'm wearing, or a mask like this, a medical mask that many doctors and nurses have to wear. These masks do not restrict oxygen flow. You are not losing brain cells if you are required to wear a mask for the 15 or 45 minutes you are in the store doing your shopping. So let's be honest. You are stretching things. You are grasping at straws and being intellectually dishonest when making this argument. Now, there might be the rare instance, the very rare instance, where somebody does have an issue and they shouldn't be wearing a mask. But for the vast majority of people, that's not the case. Now, I'd like to prove my point by explaining what I did for 8 years to earn a living. You see, I was in the asbestos and mold remediation industry. What this means is that for most of my day, I had to wear some type of mask. Oftentimes, it was a mask like this. It's called a half mask. Other times, I would have to wear a full face mask. But when I wore the half face mask like this, I'd like to show you what it was like. You see, when you put this on, it had to completely seal. No space around here whatsoever. And I was able to breathe just fine. And I wasn't just going into a store for 15 minutes to do some shopping or 45 minutes. I was working for 8 hours a day doing physical labor. I would work off of 8 and 10-foot ladders. I would work off of scaffolding. I would work in tunnels and in very tight crawl spaces, doing physical work that most have never done anything like it in their life. And I never had an issue, never fainted, not once. I never had a problem breathing in enough oxygen. I never had a problem with the carbon monoxide causing me to become dizzy or lightheaded. So for those who say that a cloth mask like this or a medical mask like this causes restriction of oxygen, well, that simply is a bold-faced lie. You know it, I know it, the whole world knows it. So when it comes to masks, if you are in an area that is a hotspot for COVID and people are in the hospital, the ICU units are full, and there is a mask mandate to protect the public, or if you are entering a private business, a store, and the owner says no shirt, no shoes, no mask, no service, don't go in there making a big deal, telling people they need to take off their mask and that they have the right and the freedom to come into the store and refuse to wear a mask, because you don't. There is no harm in the short-term measures that are being taken to save lives. Desperate circumstances require desperate action. When we have the pandemic like we have, people dying, and we know certain steps can save lives, you have a responsibility to take part in those actions. So in conclusion, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you are required or if you are asked to wear a mask, do the right thing and mask up, you bonehead.